It is episode 33 of Granny Square Sunday, and this is a series where I share whatever projects I happen to be working on that are Granny Square related. Hey, it's Tammy, Crafty Mompreneur. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. It is episode 33 of Granny Square Sunday, and this is a series where I share whatever projects I happen to be working on that are Granny Square related. And up until now, this has been a weekly series that I would post on Sundays. And today's episode is going to actually go live on Monday. I generally have this video recorded and then I do final edits on Sunday, but this week I already posted a video yesterday talking about my channel reaching 10,000 subscribers and talking about the next phase of that giveaway. And then this morning I had yard people here, so it was very loud outside. So I did not get a chance to film this morning. So I am actually filming this evening and will be editing tomorrow, and the video will go live on Monday. So it's a little bit of a change, but that's just sometimes how it works out. We are currently crocheting our way through this modern guide to granny squares. And each week I try and do at least one square from this. And then I'm also getting so super close to finishing my very first granny square cardigan. So I'm excited to share with you the progress that I made on that this week. And I really think that I will be able to finish it by next Sunday. So it's getting really, really close. And then the other thing that I'm going to talk to you about today is what granny squares we're going to be crocheting in June. So let's get to the video. First up, modern guide to granny squares. Did I get my square crocheted? Yes, I did. And this, as a reminder, was the square. Remember, I have them all marked. If you watch this series every week, you know what these mean. But for those of you that don't, these I've just tagged each of the granny squares in this book based on the red is super hard, green is easy, and the yellow ones are kind of in the middle. And we're working on yellow ones right now. This is the one I did this week, and it was one that I thought was going to be a lot harder than it was, and it was this one called Picnic Time. So this square was quite a bit of color changing. I did end up having to go get more of the light pink to do this square because I wanted to make it look like the picture. So I did run to Hobby Lobby and get some more yarn to finish off not only my cardigan, but also this granny square. I think I finally got the hang of carrying yarns. You'll see in these clips when I started, you can kind of see the red through the white and the light pink areas. But as I went along with the square, I was able to kind of hide the yarn, the red yarn behind the other colors, and it made it less noticeable. I mean, you can't really tell that much, but like, I don't think that the average person could really tell. But I do really like the way this square turned out. I did have a little bit of problems carrying yarn in the corners. I'll show you what I mean. But here is my final square. The lighting is not super great in here, but it's more of it looks really dark red, but it's really not. Like, the camera is not doing this any justice, but I really, really like this square. I was working on it and my youngest daughter was like, that could make a really pretty like blanket. Like, if you just did the whole thing. Has anyone ever done like a whole blanket, like a picnic square? I mean, it would be a lot, but here's where I was talking about carrying the yarn from the corners. That's the only thing that I really like that makes me like not want to do this as a blanket, because I was trying really hard to figure out how they want you to carry the yarn to the corner, because you slip stitch your way over to the corner and then, you know, you do the chain 3. So here, the instructions say, like when you're doing the, because each square is like 2 rows. So when you're doing it, the instructions say, so using yarn B, slip stitch in the next stitch, slip stitch in the next 2 chain spaces, then chain 3. But so during that time, like I would not carry, I mean, it was hard to carry the yarn in the slip stitch, I guess is what I didn't do for those, maybe. Yeah, I'd have to play with that, because that's what I didn't do. That's what happened there, is I didn't carry this yarn when I was slip stitching over to the corner. Darn it. Anyways, so I don't think this one is going to be a blanket. I'll have to do something to make it like a pouch or something to line it, because I really can't continue and make it a blanket when it's got like those. But anyways, I think it's a pretty square. Oh darn, I was gonna bring the little, I'm gonna go get the watermelon. Had to run down the stairs and find the square. I'm back. Okay, so here was the watermelon from last week, and then here's this one. So I don't know, they definitely go together. Like I said, this red is not as dark as it looks on the screen. But yeah, so they go together. I just don't know what to do with them. So anyway, that was this week's square. It's like an intimidating square, but once you get going with it, like I know I could recreate it in other colors and stuff without a problem. So, and then I would definitely work on my corners there. What do you guys think about these two together? And if I did some sort of project with these types of squares? Thoughts? Anyone? I know some of you guys were saying to do like 4 of these squares for a pillow, but now that we have a picnic time square, maybe something, I don't know. I guess we will figure that out later. So just a quick comparison is, here is the square in the book and here is my version. Whoa, it's kind of big. So now let's pick a new square for next week, and this coming square is probably going to be the last one until we and then we're going to put this book on hold for a while we do the next card deck, because my card deck should be delivered on May 27th. I want to have some time to, you know, get the yarn together and figure out what I want to do with that project. So not sure if this next square is going to be the last one or not. I guess we'll just figure that out later. All right, so let's pick a new square for next week. No reds. We're going to stick with yellows. And let's go with one of these right here. How about this one? What is that? That's called a crochet flower net. I don't know what, look at that. What is that? Good news is it's all on the right side, so I don't have to do any wrong side crocheting. But how is that a yellow? That's some like twisted thing or not something. So it says working over and into previous rounds and rows is the technique. Working over and into previous rounds. I don't know. That one looks challenging to me, but I guess we will see how this one goes. And I'm pretty sure I have all those similar colors, so we'll probably go with trying to recreate it to make it look like the book. So I guess tune in next week to see how I do with that one. Okay, now that we have a square to work on for next week, let's show you the progress on my granny square cardigan, because I got more done than I thought I would. I did have to go get more yarn at Hobby Lobby because I ran out of the yellow, but I'll just show you what I got done. I can't even remember. I think I only had the sleeves done, but I got one cuff done. Did I have this? I can't remember if I had the cuff done last week, but anyway, I got one cuff done. I still have to do the other one because I had ran out of this pink. I didn't think I had enough, so I didn't get started on it. So I still have one cuff to do, but I finished the entire band along the bottom. And if you'll remember, I was gonna do yellow. So I ended up doing 10 single crochet back loop only for these, and then I decided to do a little bit bigger for the band, and I did 12. I feel like I think it's the same on the front and the back. I don't know, I've never ever done this before. So I did finish that all the way around. I'll hold it up in a second. And then I started on the front, like band along the front in this color. And here is, I got the just the single crochet all the way around done. And I started to try to get an idea of what it was going to look like and how many single crochets wide it should be. The instructions that I'm using to kind of construct the cardigan with the Uma cardigan, the instructions say to do 5 single crochets for the band. But the buttons that I picked up at Joann were a little bit bigger. 5 was just not going to be wide enough. And so I decided to go ahead and do like 7 across, and it seems to be a lot better for the buttons. So again, I'm going to be ripping this out to start, but I really just wanted to see like if I needed to do 5 or 7 single crochet rows, because I guess that affects where you put the buttonholes. It said you have to do an odd number of rows on a band, on a cardigan, in order to do buttonholes. And then the instructions tell you how to do the buttonholes, and I honestly am terrified because I've never done buttonholes. We're just gonna follow the directions and see if I can do it. But I will go ahead and put on the cardigan now so you can see how it looks so far, you know. I will say my husband put it on. He's like, why are the sleeves so big? Because that's just how it is, sweetie. Don't judge. So he did put it on. It was too small for him. But anyways. But yes, the sleeves are baggy. And should I have maybe made them a little bit smaller? Yes, maybe I should have. But I personally just didn't want to redo it. If I'm being completely honest, I didn't want to have to redo it. Here is the sleeve. I think it's cute. Cute, cute. And then here is the bottom of it. And then I think it's cute, right? And then that's what it'll look like with the band. Yes? So yeah, I mean, I do think that I'll be able to get the band done this week. And then I'm thinking like buttons. I don't know how many buttons. Maybe just like 3. 3 buttons, 4 buttons. I don't know. I bought 4 buttons, but we'll see. how they go. But yeah, we'll see how it comes together. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be next week that I finish it. I'm just hoping that this is enough of this yarn because I didn't buy any more of this one. So I guess we will see. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe because I have 2 new videos planned to come out this week. One is a pattern roundup for summer patterns, and the other, I think I really need to be reorganizing my yarn stash after so many trips to Joann. I did go and get, I think, yarn at 60% off and 50% off. Not huge amounts of yarn, but when you put it all together with my really big yarn haul, it's a lot. I really need to find a place to put it and all of that. So I believe that is on my list of things to do this week. Hope that you'll tune in for that. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye. So the way that, what was I gonna say? This is getting, it's wrapped around my foot. Next video, because the